Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kirk here. Today, you're going to be taking a quiz on um, the two court systems and their structure. Remember, America has a dual court system, state court and federal court. And then we'll also look at the concept of judicial review and an example. This will be everything that could be on the quiz. And remember, the quiz today is also open note. Before we get into the details, I want to review some vocabulary. You'll need to know the word jurisdiction right here, um, which is a court's power or authority to hear a case. Um, you'll need to know original jurisdiction, which is the court that hears the case first. So, original jurisdiction is where the case starts. An appeal, which is when a verdict has already been issued in the case, the decision. And then it goes to a higher court that reviews or looks at the decision of the lower court. And then two more, appellate jurisdiction, this one right here, the authority to review a decision of a lower court. And then I also want you to know limited original jurisdiction, which only the Supreme Court has. And those are those court cases where a state sues a state or somebody sues the president or the governor of our state of Virginia. This slide right here reviews everything that you need to know about the organization of the federal court system. And remember, a good way to remember this is the acronym SAD, S-A-D, which stands for Supreme, Appeals, and District Court. All right, so let's start at the lower court this time. U.S. District Court is the only court in the federal system that has a judge and a jury. Okay, they only have original jurisdiction. That's first-time trials, and what that means is it's U.S. District Court where federal felony cases are heard, again, by a judge and a jury. Our second level court in the federal system up here is called the U.S. Court of Appeals. The U.S. Court of Appeals is where all the cases from U.S. District Court get appealed. It has appellate jurisdiction. That's a second-time trial where they're reviewing the lower court decision. This court has 3 judges, no jury. Our next one is called the U.S. Supreme Court. That is the highest court in the land, the supreme law of the land. It has 2 kinds of jurisdictions: appellate from the U.S. Court of Appeals and limited original jurisdiction, which is that one where, say, somebody sued the president or a state sues another state. The Supreme Court does not have judges. They may try to trick you. We have 9 justices and no jury in the U.S. Supreme Court. So if there's no questions, I'm going to move on to our state court system. Now, our state court system has 4 levels, okay? And I don't have a good acronym for you to remember this one. Actually, you could say there's 5 courts because in the lowest general district court, you also have juvenile and domestic relations court. Okay, so in juvenile or in domestic relations court, that is the only court that can hear young offender cases. That's people under the age of 18. They also hear divorces, child custody, and other family cases. And this is part of the general district court system. Now, general district court has original jurisdiction for misdemeanors, and a misdemeanor is a low-level crime. Think like a traffic ticket or jaywalking or shoplifting, if it's like something that isn't worth a lot of money. General district court is also where small claims are heard. That is a lawsuit where somebody sues another person for less than $5,000. Okay. General district court has judges but no jury. So any case in general district or juvenile and domestic court, only a judge will hear the case. Our second court in Virginia is where felony cases are heard, and that's called circuit court, okay? They have original jurisdiction for felonies and big dollar civil cases. It has to be $5,000 or more. Those cases go to circuit court. By the way, circuit court can also hear appeals cases from general district court. That does happen sometimes, and I wanted to make you aware of that. What I want you to know about circuit court, other than that, is that they have a judge, and it's the only court in the state system that has jury trials. So it says with or without a jury right here, but that's because the defendant of the case will determine whether they want a jury or not, and they would get that advice from their lawyer. All circuit court cases get appealed in the Virginia Court of Appeals. That's our third level up here. There are judges, but no jury in an appeals court, remember, and it has appellate jurisdiction to review decisions from circuit court. And that's everything I need you to know about Court of Appeals. It's the only kind of jurisdiction that the Court of Appeals has is appellate jurisdiction. Our top court in the state of Virginia is the Virginia Supreme Court. There are 7 justices, no jury. It has, just like the U.S. Supreme Court, 2 kinds of jurisdiction. We have appellate jurisdiction and limited original jurisdiction. Okay? This is the highest court in the state of Virginia, and if you want to appeal your case after this, your only option is to take that case to the U.S. Supreme Court if they choose to hear it. Okay? That is the first half of the quiz. That's SOL 9A, organizations of our dual court system, because remember, we have 2 courts, state and federal. I've said it again because it's probably on the quiz today. So that brings us to the second half of the quiz, which is judicial review, SOL 9B. And these are the things I'll need you to know. This is just a copy of your notes. I want you to know that U.S. Supreme Court and the Virginia Supreme Court exercise the power of judicial review. Only those 2 courts. They want to determine the constitutionality of a law and acts of the executive branch. So they look at whether laws coming from the legislative branch and actions from the executive branch follow the Constitution. If they don't, they'll change it. So the U.S. Supreme Court will decide whether or not it hears appellate cases from state Supreme Courts. The last thing that I want you to know for the quiz is the court case that created the idea of judicial review, and that is Marbury versus Madison. This court case comes from 1803, and it just said that the Supreme Court had a right to review laws and executive actions, creating that power of judicial review. So I hope this review helps you on your quiz today, and I look forward to grading them. See you later, guys.